Corinthians 9:17. I if I do it because I want it, I get reward. But if I don't want to do it, I still have this work entrusted in me. God has a work trusted in for us. Whether we want to fully do it or not shouldn't matter as much as we need to be willing to do what He's asking of us. We'll be in Luke 7. Luke 7. Um, 36, 33 through 35. Luke 7, 33 through 35. Okay. For John the Baptist didn't drink wine and fasted, and you say he's demon possessed. They said this similar to why they said to Jesus, because they didn't like him. They were judging him. John spent a lot of time fasting, growing closer to God, which wasn't something they truly understood because it wasn't on their season days, and John didn't discard his face and look horrible. John just did it because it wasn't about them. It wasn't about show. John really wanted to draw close to God. So he set in part wine, and he was setting part food, and just focusing on the Lord. Something good for us to practice. The Son of Man, Jesus referring to himself, has come eating and drinking. You say, look at him. He is a glutton and a drunkard, a friend of tax collectors and sinners. First off, the second part, friend of tax collectors and sinners, was something Jesus boldly proclaimed. He was proud. He was reaching those that they neglected and cared nothing for. But Jesus wasn't a drunkard, and he wasn't a glutton. We see in Luke 4 how Jesus fasted. It wasn't on their terms. Jesus didn't live by their traditions. Did Jesus fast? Yes, we see that. It was on God's terms. Jesus wasn't living to please the people. Neither was John. They were both living to please God. Jesus was God as man. Something they didn't recognize because they didn't recognize God. If they did, they would have recognized John's devotion to him. But wisdom is proved right by all its results. What he's saying is here, you have double standard, and it's clear by this. There's no pleasing you. And that's one of the reasons why we're not to focus on pleasing man, because we can't. There is double standard. And we shouldn't, because we should be focused on pleasing God. If pleasing God pleases people, then that's good. But if it don't, it's far more important to please God.